Is this phase 1? Lotus phase 1. Alright, Lotus Remaster. You guys might have seen a little bit about it, but we are always waiting for Max's full translations to come out over at orangemushroom.net. Support him on Patreon if you want to. And they really went all out with this boss, it seems. It doesn't seem like an impossible boss fight, but it seems like there's definitely going to be a learning curve. And he's going to be brought into the future. Is this going to be the first boss that is going to usher in a new era of bosses being updated more so than all the classes being done? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, looking exciting. My prediction was true, thank God. We see that there is a permanent version of a heart instead of the temporary one, so that eventually, finally, we can sleep on both ears and be done with that and not have to build an entire account around supplying one or, God forbid, multiple characters, being able to keep the set bonus alive indefinitely. So, but it's also another item for Pitch to get, another one to Boom, because we need Star Force again, you know, all that stuff. So let's listen to the P1 music. Spooky. But it is a lot spookier boss fight from what we've seen. Nice and ominous. I like it. A dimensional glove with crit damage and 2-line. Should I keep that or get Abzo also? Probably skip Abzo. Go straight for Arcane. So, Max patch includes 21st anniversary as well. But there's only like a little bit of information on that. The full info on that, from what I saw, wasn't really out yet. So we'll see that next week, Thursday, probably Friday. Maybe if it comes up late, because if it's too long, or if I don't cover it on Friday, maybe by Saturday. But by next week, we should have a lot of information. Again, anniversary events. Ooh, let's change the music. Anniversary events are a year out ahead of time, right? So I don't think it's too worth getting too hung up and too crazy into MapleStory anniversary events that are just in Korea, because, you know, it's more than a year out, or it's a full year out. And who knows where you'll be in a year's time, right? Or maybe based on the event you won't be here, you know, who knows. So there's new cash outfits and options, such as the Morass set monster themed skin, because there was also a conversation from the I guess is now the producer, right? Oh wait, okay, let's start at the top. Montana Trees 3 is one of the most popular maps currently, but 26% of active players are training there. Not sure if this means overall or just like those above level 285. It was a bit unclear. In some ways, it's actually that this map is a problem. Yeah, I can imagine 26% of active players are in a map in level 285 area. I don't think that's... Is that possible? I guess that's maybe possible. Let's go into phase 2 of Lotus in the meantime, which is where the platforms will now start attacking you. It'll start breaking up into pieces and launching itself at you when it disappears. They're focused on making hunting easier and more convenient, or touching other maps to make them better. I think they're constantly doing that, right? Looking at maps that aren't being used at all and changing them. I don't know, if you are training on one of those maps that's not as popular, it's always good for you, right? You get a lot of burn, so easy EXP, easy training. Maple Achievements event section has not been used in a long time. Yeah, he said that he actually forgot about it, lol, but a lot of players requested them to bring it back. To do this, they added display case chairs, which show off your event progress. Okay. And then outfits. The reasoning behind the remaster suit bossing is the end game of MapleStory. No, fashion story, yes, but okay. Needs to be of the best quality and fun to do. Sue was a good candidate for the first remaster, as a lot of its difficulty, first remaster, keyword there, was through the random falling objects, which resulted in certain situations where you were just too unlucky and couldn't outplay the boss. True. That's why you get that Cygnus Link skill for shorter CC duration, so you can get out of the stun and not get CC'd into death. This is something they changed in other bosses previously. Well, yeah, okay. That is something that we talked about on stream as well. That it seems like they're trying to move away from just all the bosses just having random debris being like the mechanic, right? For Gloom, we saw them remove it during the Darkness phase to remove that level of RNG during that set. And then for Darknell recently in Korea, they have removed the falling objects completely there. I do feel like they were using it as a crutch for too many boss fights, where it's just like, oh, we need to make this boss fight harder. Let's just drop a bunch of random shit on their head, you know? And then now the boss fight is harder. But you want it to be harder because it's challenging your skill, not necessarily because it's just your reaction time or, you know, class difference based on like RNG of like, oh, you have dark set, you don't have to worry about all of that, right? Whenever new bosses are added, they're almost always for endgame players, which leaves a lot of other players unable to enjoy the new content being added. Well, yeah, they've added some bosses in between, like Slime was pretty early, and then, but yeah, true. Or they add like extra difficulties later so people can start playing it earlier, but I got that point. In this case, Sue's Lotus, for people who don't know. Lotus has been, or can be cleared by many players of different levels, and by remastering it, more players can enjoy the update while also giving a new challenge for those at the end game with a new difficulty of Extreme Mode. Also, Lotus drops a time-limited heart. They have not added any new types of hearts in a long time, so they could use this opportunity to add one as a reward for the new extreme difficulty. The concept of Lotus as the heart of Black Heaven has been greatly enhanced. Instead of being a solo battle against Lotus, you're facing the entirety of Black Heaven all throughout the map. The art and design teams put a lot of effort into designing the characters, maps, and skill effects to look good, but also have high visibility. That's the main problem I think MapleStory still has on all levels, is visibility because of layering, because it's a 2D game. There's a lot of stuff that goes lost, where you can make things that look really cool, but you have to tone them down because it affects visibility. So you can't make things look too cool. Or people have to like turn down the visibility to 0% or as low as possible to make sure that, yeah. The video was super strong KMST. They're beating Extreme Lotus if you want. I imagine though, even it's probably still a pretty long fight, right? Or not? Maybe like 10 minutes? No. Yeah, Magnus started, I think Magnus started with it, right? Like dropping this stuff from the sky. The problem was like they had different sizes, different damage, and different speeds that they fell with. And that really increased the like RNG, yeah, RNG aspect of it. The facial cutscenes feature pixel art, which is different than all the other bosses. The art team showed chunks of their concept and he really liked it as it expressed more emotion, so decided to keep it. He also joked that they wanted to avoid the existing zoom on the boss eyes illustration they all usually do, like the edgy Arc 6 job kind of, Kane 6 job kind of vibe. The most important points in this fight are controlling your position and also the enemy's position. That's always been the case for Lotus, you know, trying to keep him in a certain spot, keep him away from the falling platforms, right? Trying to stutter step, trying to kite his position by walking inside of his range, outside of his range, so he keeps pushing, but stays in the same spot and you don't get pushed, right? You must avoid various attacks while also making sure Lotus gets hit by certain attacks at the same time. Well, it's not really possible to completely remove all the luck-related elements. They did their best to minimize it. I feel like there's some... Yeah, there's still some, because there's some targeting going on. They decided to limit Extreme Lotus to a party of 1 or 2 players. That's an interesting choice. I wonder if that's just a temporary thing or if that's a permanent thing. It's because, as mentioned before, positioning is extremely important in this boss, and to allow players to skillfully fight against the boss, they wanted to lower the number of players so it doesn't become too chaotic. I feel that there's definitely a thing where if you're soloing or duoing, even between solo and duoing a boss can already become difficult in a different way by having someone else on the map and having the boss like switch aggro on you, for example. But if you're 4, 5, or 6 people who don't really know the boss fight yet, it becomes super chaotic, and it's kind of hard to learn in that environment. But that's why I do think it does make some sense though, to just learn in practice mode first for any kind of boss, and then once you feel a little bit more confidence, a little bit more experience, then you can start, you know, scaling up and being like, okay, now I'm ready for a real run kind of thing. But they also mentioned that they do want to make it so that it's not as much DPS boss fight, you know, with just a party just bursting them down. Was it a Cannoneer? Oh. Well, Cannoneer is more DPM heavy. I do feel like the Cannoneer, no, not Cannoneer specifically, but like the DPM heavy characters are gonna have a way better time. I did get stung again, fuck. Yeah, so like, I don't know about Demon Avengers because of the HP, I'd have to look at that, but like Fire Poisons, yeah, Cannoneers, that kind of, maybe Dual Blades, like those kind of classes, Shadowers, probably gonna have a better time compared to the really burst heavy characters who rely on a party there to really support them. Yeah, like it's like Vihela, yeah. Vihela with the 1 or 2 people where you both know what you're doing is very controllable, but if you go in with a party of 5 or 6 who like barely knows the boss fight, it's easy to like die out because they're just jumping all over the place, the targeting is all over, the boss is all over the place. You're in there not 1/6 of the time, you know, you're in there maybe like a third of the time or like a half of the time, but that time is more hectic, so that is definitely a thing that's part of the boss fight. They wanted to load the number of players so it doesn't become too chaotic. Okay, on April 18th, from 7 to 9 p.m. they will be watching people who stream themselves challenging Extreme Lotus and showing up in-game to give rewards like Nexon Cash. I think it's really cool that they start doing stuff like that more to connect to the community more directly. They've been doing that like upgrade stage thing as well, where you have to like pay mesos to be on stream to upgrade in front of everyone. I don't know, they're trying out some new stuff like that. I think that's at least nice that they're trying that. To make it fair for players trying to get their first clear, you'll not be able to enter Extreme Lotus until 7 p.m. on the patch day, so everyone will have time to patch the game beforehand. They're really trying to like incentivize a race there. Practice mode will still be available right after the patch though, so you can start practicing immediately. 21st anniversary event. I remember like they have that special practice mode already, where you can like select if you're going in practice mode, where you can like select the you don't see it here, but if you go practice mode, they have like a bunch of options of like which buffs you can turn on, buffs that you have access to, and you can get a version of the buffs but not the real one, so it doesn't go on cooldown, right? So you can fight it as if it was the actual fight. This is important for people who are very strong because your timings might change quite a lot depending on how big you burst. You might want to hold certain bursts or push it at a certain time because of timings, right? And if you are not able to go in with those buffs on, your timings will be off, and then the boss fight will become different, so you'll have to make different decisions. So it's good that they have those. Race will be done by 8 p.m. Okay, so yeah, probably by like 7:15 probably. Well, it's going to be dueling like by 7:05 or 7:08 or something. Like the first kills are going to be in 5 to 6 minutes probably. Yeah, it's gonna be super fast, yeah. They're not allowed to duo? I think it says... I mean, it's gonna be different, right? There's probably gonna be some people who just want the first clear, and there's probably gonna be people who want the first solo. So, they'll probably do different things. 21st anniversary event is a Victoria Cup, a place where everyone from Maple World has come together to compete in sports day. Yeah, we saw some mini games from that. The main event map actually has a day-night cycle to match the time in real life. This year is also Nexon's 30th anniversary, so they did a very in-depth collaboration with the 21st anniversary event features, other games made by Nexon. Ah, that's what it was. It was other Nexon games, such as Kart Rider, Mabinogi, Dungeon Fighter, Tales Weaver, Kingdom of the Winds, and FIFA Online. That's why there was some football there. In previous events, they moved almost all the valuable rewards that used to be in coin shops into the attendance check. While this had its benefits, it also resulted in situations where many players ended up throwing away a lot of rewards they didn't need anymore. In this event, they decided to move a little bit more in the middle, where most of the very desired items are still in the attendance check, but some of the optional items have been moved back to the coin shop, allowing players to choose what they want. I don't know, man. Just give me more free stuff, and if I don't need it, just let it expire. It's fine. Here's a bunch of different minigames themed other than Nexon games. One of the minigames is a Vampire Survivor clone. Yeah, we saw that one. I mean, it's really interesting for them to think that Vampire Survivor was like the first game that ever did what they did or something. Like there's been like a million games before Vampire Survivor that did what Vampire Survivor did. But it's like weird. It's like when people always say that Smite is like a League clone. It's like, well, yeah, but the League is just like a Han clone, and then Han is like just like a Dota clone, right? It's just like, yeah. You could also just let a game be its own thing. You don't have to like retrace it back to the first step you knew before that. That's similar. That feels so destructive to whatever you're looking at. Here are various missions for each game, ranging from very easy to very difficult. Some more dedicated players can get some additional rewards, and for those who didn't have the time or ability to finish them, those rewards can also be purchased in the coin shop and meso shop. Okay. The experience hunting skills you choose with when it activates this time, so you can implement it into your rotation better. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So that like the activation of killing monsters in your level kind of thing. Well, most of this can be completed within 30 minutes nowadays. They added the Maple Marathon event that let you have the fun of getting different drops for longer. It takes more than an hour to finish a daily cap for this, and also hunt on side characters while still making progress. Magic Paper Airplane is the first AFK experience event in a long time. It's more efficient than the recent I didn't do anything yet. You also get more experience on weekends and while playing in PC rooms. Yeah, we don't. The PC bungs. And then Miracle Time will take place on May 5th. So Miracle Time also confirmed there. Very early in the event. No, not that early in the event actually. Starting 18th, so like the third week of the event. Alright, details. So no details on the 21st anniversary stuff yet. That's going to be pretty huge. So that's going to be next week. So it's basically just the Lotus Remaster and all the other stuff. Entry level staying the same. Entry method staying the same. They've already taken away the requirement of the boss entry for Lotus and Damien. For the current quests, those are gone. So it's just level requirement to get in. Of course, going in at 190 is going to be a nightmare. A nightmare. The following items have been added, so they changed what the souls look like. I think I have at least one of these on an item. How do you guys feel about the character model bouncing at like a different rate than the thing behind it? It's an interesting stylistic choice. I guess it's like its own thing. Feels a bit distracting, but I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I don't know where I stand on it. I could probably grow to like it, but at first glance, it feels a little off. But the soul looks so freaking cool that, like with the wavy hair and everything, I feel like it's getting bigger and bigger too. Like now this one looks bigger than Kalos. Now Kalos has to be updated, right? Should be fun to stare at while tripping on acid. Okay. Night Nation Weapon Sue's soul has been added, so it gets the skill. Very similar to the boss fight itself that we'll see in a bit. So I guess this is the summon that'll attack for you, the dark energy. And then this is the AoE that you can use. So there's a short cooldown AoE, 30-second cooldown AoE, 1000% damage 4 times up to 15 enemies. I guess if you're strong enough to kill with that, you give yourself another 30-second AoE to help your rotations clean up. Or you do the Magnificent one for a summon. 120-second summon, 150. Yeah, that's pretty standard. And then he does some weird-ass attacks. Oh, this is the attack he does, and this is the hit effect of the rank one, yeah. And then the... Oh, this is the level 1 attack of the summon. And this is a level 2 attack of the summon. Looks a lot more extreme. Souls and icons changed as well. A little bit more bluish instead of the pretty purple that is now. I don't know, does this guy have? Well, no, I don't have any on me here. Nope. Maple Guides, boss content, tab, all Lotus related stamps acquired have been reset. Ooh. And in the Legion artifact missions have been added. Defeat Extreme Lotus for 1800 and defeat Extreme Lotus for the first time 3600. So even more missions that you can do for those artifact points. Okay, HP, 400 bill, 400 bill, 700 bill. What's the current? See how that compares to current 4, 4, 7, 10. Okay, so that's staying the same. 300 defense and then 380. Yeah. 10, 10, 30.7. I'm assuming for hard. 10, 10, 13.7. The current one is 1.7, 7, 24.5. Okay, so they made P2. They cut his HP almost in P3 almost cut the HP in half, and added a little bit of to P2 and way more to P1. So P1 is going to be an actual boss fight rather than P1 is going to be actually already the fight instead of just like pressing 2 skills and getting out of there into P2, which I agree with, because obviously you might as well just get rid of P1 with how small it is compared to P3. Like if you're a stronger character, you're getting out of P1 in like 2 seconds, and then P3 is where you have to do like a full burst to get out of. So you're gonna, again, this already favors DPM characters more, right? Because you have to have more evenly distributed damage over the whole boss fight. If you have like one gigantic burst that you can kill P3 in now, that's gonna actually kind of disrupt your flow, because you're gonna have to separate out your burst into the 3 phases a bit more. And then, well, there's no extreme. We could probably compare it to. I said it was gonna be between normal Kalos and normal Kaling. So we could look at normal Kalos's HP here. A billion trillion. 94 trill, 262 trill. That's on. That was easy mode, right? Yeah. 336 and 720. So like 1.56 T. Wait, why do I see? Why is he here 3 times? Oh, because he's got like part of his wings destroyed. Wait. But it's the same boss with the same shared HP bar, right? It's just one. It just has a little bit more than a trill for the whole boss fight, right? Because otherwise it would be 4 of them here. Because there's 4 HP phases. So the HP would be the same as Chaos Kalos P1, essentially? 4.8, geez, that's a lot of HP on this guy. 6Q on that guy? Compared to 1? Okay. Oh, we already listened to the music. But yeah, that puts it neatly in between the two, I guess. But yeah, duo only, right? So if you're looking at doing that kind of damage with a party of 6 now and being like, okay, that doesn't seem too bad, but you have to just start doing 3 times the damage by then. But again, this is about 6 months. Not 6 months. This is about 2 months after getting the second Mastery Core. And the Solianos and that kind of stuff, and some reworks for some classes as well, and possibly gutting heroic servers. We'll see about that part. No arcane power or sack final damage bonus. Yes, that's also very true. If you're just looking at HP, then that's a thing that you might be forgetting. Yes, very true. Boss BGM were updated. Yeah, we listened to those. And then here you see the drops. So there's some good news, some great news, and some... There's only good news here, honestly. So there's still Berserked. Still dropping, if you still don't have one at that point. Still the Damaged Black Hearts. The same android, but like with the updated look. There's the white ring boxes, so another chance per week of a white ring box. And then there's this little guy here, which we called very early, and we were definitely right about, is our new permanent heart, which we'll get to in a second. If you didn't see the boss fight yet, basically there's a big gauge that shows how much Lotus is enraged. Builds up. Blue bar, and once it reaches the max, it turns orange. And then the attacks get empowered and deal more damage for a while as the gauge turns back down to the minimum, and then it goes back to blue and building up. So normal and hard mode have approximately the same level of difficulty as before, but like we talked about, like the HP has been shifted dramatically from P3 into P1. Difficulty levels in between normal Kalos and normal Kaling for extreme mode. You can only enter a party of 1 or 2. The boss crystal selling at a price of 380. So we have 5x, right? So that'd be like 1.9 bill for us right now. Which is, even in a duo, that's pretty nice. That's almost like Black Mage duo level. That's better than Black Mage trio level, and that's a monthly boss. It drops the following items: complete under control heart, lose control machine mark. So that's the Berserked. That's the new heart. Complete under control heart. They're definitely gonna rename that for GMS. I wonder what would be a good name for that in English. Like losing control, going berserk, right? That makes sense. Completely under control. Like a calm. Calm heart. Controlled black heart. Mentally unstable mark. You gotta try to find like an $11 word is what you're looking for. Under control is like being tamed heart, but tamed is like more like towards like an animal. He's more like a humanoid. Conquered, dominated. Yeah, like something like serene or mindful, conquered. Yeah, something like that. An energy weapon. So no more armor. And then the bad news is no more Absolab armor boxes. I know we all like to extract those for extra Philosopher's Stone weekly income, but the big meso cut there as well. Huge nerfs. I know. Sorry, guys. Tranquil. Something, yeah, it could be as well. It did drop in KMST. Oh, from extreme mode, right? Not just from hard mode. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe they just didn't add it. Maybe reboot only. I don't know if in reboot they already killed it. The main mechanic shared between all three phases is alert level gauge. It will go up over time and you get hit by the attacks. So very similar to like the gloom gauge right now. To lower the gauge, you must position yourself so that the delayed targeted cross, lasers, and mechanical arm attacks hit Sue itself. Ah, so if you make the attacks hit Lotus, then it actually lowers the gauge, so you can balance it properly like that. Phase 1 and 2, if it gets filled up for a certain period of time, the gauge automatically empties, and Lotus's attacks will get stronger and gains the ability to use the Intruder Repelling Protocol attack, which blocks off entire areas of the map and one-shots. That's these beams here. There's like two robots that just come into the map and just beam like 90% of the map, so you have to stand in that 10% that's left, and then try to dodge the other attacks while in that 10% while this is going on. Extreme Shadows clears with hard? It shouldn't, no. I guess it doesn't specifically say that here, though. I think normal and hard share, and then extreme is separate, is how I understand it. In phase 3, the gauge is reversed, and instead it starts completely filled up. If you can empty the gauge with good positioning, Lotus will overheat and will lose the ability to use most attacks for a certain period of time until the gauge automatically fills up again. Okay, so it goes the other way around. So we already watched some of this. I guess we can see this. We can check this boss fight a little bit for it. When it does this automatically. This is the so what you'll notice is big difference is that P1 is an actual part of the boss fight now. This is a cannoneer fighting it. So these those beams track you for a little bit and then they hit you after a little bit. But yeah, you're gonna have to like origin and like full burst to get out of P1 faster. Of course, this is cannoneer, so it's not like the hugest burst in the game. But it is good DPM, which seems what this boss likes more. So you see that beam. You see these legs coming in, very similar to Black Mage. It's falling debris, stays on the ground for a little bit, and then explodes. That explosion does a lot of damage. So the initial hit, I think, is not too scary. But the, and that laser on the ground, that will do a decent amount of damage. So you wanna... That's basically like the old laser stuff, but there's no platforms. So you just have to jump at the right time and stay in the air, and either blink up in the air. And then those little rolling things that come out mainly in the middle of the map, those will stun you for a while, so they can set you up for failure after that. So these tracking lasers, not too spooky. They really only deal damage in the moment. But Lotus in Extreme Mode also gains shields the whole time, so gains HP. So those rolling things, yeah, those are trying to stun. That's damage. Those rolling balls, so you're gonna be after utilizing your up jumps and utilizing your blinks a lot to make sure that you're not in target too much. That's a nice little damage burst here. Ring swapping is gonna be a huge challenge. I would have gone right there to stay in your flag so that your skills do more damage, but hey, he's the level 290, so he knows what he's doing. Actually, this is just P1. So, wait, did he just ring swap there? Oh yeah, he just did ring swap. Yeah, he's doing everything. So he going up there is because of the ground laser. Oh, it seems like... Wait, does the debris not do damage when it's falling? It doesn't hit him there at all, he just jumps through it. Or did he iframe there? Oh yeah, he iframed, yeah. Okay. And then he gets stunned by those rolling things, but everything else is down, so it's not too bad. Those bombs flying through the air, doing explosions as well, those are very much like the old bots, you know, they explode quite a bit after. But it's kind of like you're fighting... yeah, there's some P2 Black Mage, you know, there's those chains. There's those, basically like the gloom legs. Those are mines on the ground as well, you want to avoid those. There's a lot going on. And this is, they made every phase of the boss fight more equal, rather than just making it, you know, just JK P1, you know, get out of there. But the shields will mean that you're in there for quite a bit. Oh yeah, and this is the P2 transition with the pixel art that we were talking about. We saw a lot of people hating on that. I don't know. People have different tastes, I guess. KMST gonna quit swapping combat. Yeah, we'll have to probably get a little bit of an update on that, because even with, especially with the DPM classes, it's even harder to switch rings if you need to for your kit. A lot of them use, yeah, so that blue stuff will just do damage after a bit. The hitbox is pretty small from what I saw, so if you're even just like a little bit in between them, you're fine. So the gauge for this boss fight starts at blue, and then as you get hit, it goes up, and then once it gets orange, you'll see a lot of stuff going on. But mobility is going to be important here. And you got to try to avoid all the attacks, because the more you get hit by, the faster he'll go into enrage mode, and that's when the bad things happen. So very gloom-like in easy to understand if you understand the base mechanics of gloom, right? He's gonna, yeah, do the big origin again here in his roar 5. Is that roar 5? Yeah, we're 5, yeah. It's some big damage coming in. And then to Jenny. And of course, with your Origin skill plus your Jenny iframe combined, which is a 2-minute cooldown here, of course, you can stay immune to damage for quite a while. If you throw in a Curring after that, you can immune almost the entire, like, Enraged mode. Yeah, so that's the deterrent thing. That's basically just this. Only the bottom right corner and the top left corner of the map have like a safe spot. I can't tell if that's because of like KMS hitbox targeting or the ping being better, but like that leg that comes in, if that was the Gloom leg, that would have hit me every single time if he dodged it like that. But I guess it's one of those things where the indicator is actually a lot bigger than the hitbox. Opposite of basically what Gloom does, you know. So it's interesting that... Yeah, so now it's enraged again. You can see what it looks like. So you go either top left or bottom right. Sting in the air. Blinking is probably a good idea. You'll still get those red lasers. You'll still get those pokey tentacles coming in. But yeah, you really can't stand still for like half a second, and if you do, you're dead. During this enraged mode, it's really wild. The only thing I would say is like it looks really awkward when the lasers are being fired from those missiles and they're right underneath them, because they always face the same way, but then they can shoot like straight down or even slightly backwards if you're in the corner. But I don't know if the animation of trying to... Yeah, left side would have been the play there. That leg does a lot of damage. Oh, I thought it was a picture of the guy clearing. Oh, is it later in the boss fight? Yeah. Is he in P3 here? No, this is P2. Oh, now he still has his lives here. Nice, nice. Yeah, that's the CM way. You just send the damage out and you just wait for it to get delivered to the to the destination. BM plus Kalos. I see a lot of Gloom type mechanics here. This guy's 170,000 subscribers? Or this guy just uploads content from other people as well? But that's people does well these days, of just showing other people's content. As I'm watching someone else's stream. Oh, possibly someone else's. But yeah, you see how constant it is, like the stuff that's getting sent at you. And then you have triple lasers in P3 here. And you also see that he has evolved a little bit. Now he's sending missiles at you, like heat-seeking missiles. But if you and that's the platforms breaking up, and then they attack as well at the same time. Then you have those fireballs coming down. You still have and now you're blinking in the air to stay alive, but then... Yeah, so you could look at all of this stuff. At least binds work on him, but yeah, there's no rest. Two-minute iframe cooldown by then will make some of the bossing very different as well, so that's good. I'll wait for 11th job so I can just one burst this phase. Yeah, this is so much going on, dude. The fact that the platforms themselves also like start firing at you. It also means that any summons you put on those platforms also just disappear whenever that's the case. And then those attacks coming in, like they're so slow, they're so delayed. So it's such a completely different pace from all the other attacks that you're dodging. God, there's so much going on. not get hit and let Lotus get hit. Yeah, so if Lotus gets hit, then the gauge goes down. But if you get hit, the gauge goes up. But yeah, it's best to just wait out the gauges like here. This guy is moving really well. You got the 30-second iframe, and you got the CM mobility, of course. But what was that? Did he get hit by... See, this is like the visibility problem. He still gets hit by something there. Dude, one burst later. Oh, he didn't... Oh, he didn't clear here either, I think. For solo, this is really rough. You just can't stand anywhere for like half a second. I think if I showed my mom just this video, not even like the we're gonna fight this soon, just showing her this would just give her an aneurysm, I think. Like hard will is still a little bit too daunting for her. She doesn't even want to consider soloing that. Like imagine imagine this fucking boss fight. Yeah, he's corner fucked here. Oh no, he gets out. Okay. You really have to use all of the possible positions that you have access to. But yeah, but his origin is on cooldown. Oh, no, he jumps into it. Yeah, that boss fight is, that's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve. So, pitch boss set, here's the heart, which, name, we don't know yet quite 100%. 25 all-stat, 1250 HP, 15 weapon magic attack, 30% IED, base stats, 9 slots, tradable until equipped. Doesn't say anything here about potential. So, I don't know if we know. Better? I mean, it doesn't have the boss damage. Set bonus is 10 boss, 20 all stat, 20 weapon magic attack, 500 HP. It doesn't say here anything about potential. It's like it's so empty down here. That's what you would call it, better Blackheart. BBH. Is it chaotic enough to limit it to 2 people though? I think what happens is if you have multiple people, someone's always going to get hit, so the meter's never going down, so you can never really play the mechanics of the boss fight. Having upgrade slots on and Star Force equals potable? Yeah, that's what I thought. It just... Is there usually never a mention on the bottom of the item if you just have something that doesn't have potential yet? Yeah, I guess it just doesn't show. Yeah. So yeah, especially if you're a cannoneer, then he's just teleporting out of all your hits and stuff like that. The base stats, I think, are okay. They lost the boss damage, though. They added a little bit into the set bonus, but yeah, the 10 set bonus is not gonna make it better than, is not gonna make the Black Mage badge better than a potential badge, where people already have that, so that's not really gonna disrupt that. But of course, it being level 200 and Star Force going up to 25, so 22 being the goal for most people, is gonna give it more weapon attack than it currently has, because you see like a 160 at 22 has 92 attack. I don't know exactly how much a 200 has. I don't have a 200 on this thing, but that's like 111? Something like that. So that should make the base stats quite a bit higher, but they maintain the IED. You know, so no loss on the IED there, and again lost a little bit in boss damage, but for most classes at that point, it's fine, and we have, you know, we have FAMs for boss damage if you want to. Just close the gap between legacy players and non-legacy ones. Well, close the gap between legacy players and lucky players. People are unlucky, don't get the drop, or get the drop and boom it. The gap for them is still going to be exactly the same. Imagine thinking there was a realistic way to close the gap that was different than just get lucky forehead. Not in my MapleStory. Okay. Yeah, set bonus is... It's a little higher than the previous ones. Instead of 15, it's 20. It's like... You know, does that warrant like 10 whole sets of this rare items at 22? Oh. Towards Black Heaven, new and ominous energy felt of Black Heaven, so they could do a little bit of release events for the new difficulty. If you defeat any difficulty of Lotus, you can participate in normal mission and claim rewards. For the special missions, if you defeat a specific difficulty of Lotus that matches their conditions, you can claim rewards for each mission. Wingmaster Chat Bubble Ring Voucher. Oh, they got new emotes. A unit damage skin for Lotus. That honestly looks kind of cool. The crit is not too over the top. I kind of like it. Special mission 1. Wow. Okay. Special mission 2. During the event period, 3,000 players who defeated hard mode or higher Lotus will be randomly chosen and sent the acrylic. Okay. As ends window will be drawn and rewards will be sent. Okay. It does not seem like it is dropping in the augment. No, there's nothing that they announced so far. I don't know if that's specifically something they're steering away from because it's already dropping the pitch itself. Because I think so far, no other extreme boss is dropping a new pitch drop that doesn't exist without it and has an augment, right? They only either drop pitch that the lower difficulty already drops or augment, I think. Never both. But I don't know if that's the logic that they're going for, or that's just what they started with now. Maybe they add it later, you know? Cash, balance mix, color lenses, items have been added. Balance mix, dye coupon, balance mix, color lens coupon 50/50. Okay. Mannequins and hairface slot expansion coupons have been changed to be sold at all times. Cool. Skill improvements. The ring activation skills description have been changed. When ring activation is registered to a quick slot, it has been improved so that the following skills are also displayed. Crisis, each ring, crisis, recovery, continuous ring. Okay. Continuous cooldown on that. Items. Yeah, this one is, you know, this is one of those small things, but I don't know why this didn't exist from day one. I don't know why they kept this behind like some kind of wall. Why is it just not just standard? It's been improved so that expiration time of time-limited items acquired through boss rewards. So, you know, you're looking at your boxes, you're looking at your honor medals, you're looking at your flames, your cubes that you're getting. We're never getting this many flames. I don't know why they're showing those. Regardless of the time when you acquire them, they will just always expire at 23:59:59 of the day, like 1 week after when you get them, basically. So they can all stack together in the storage and not take up like 600 slots if you're doing a lot of bossing meals. Number of items can be held in a single inventory slot for certain time-limited items acquired through boss rewards has been changed to 9,999. So you're never going to get that many, I don't think, unless you're doing all your boss meals in 1 day and you are a crazy person. But even then, you have to get like 40 cubes per character and 55. You know, it's not going to happen. No, wait, you have to get 100, 200 per person. Yeah, it's never going to happen. When using arcane symbol vouchers or authentic symbol vouchers, you can now choose to immediately enhance an equipped symbol. Thank you for getting rid of all of the extra hoops to jump through. You have a coupon, double click, I want to level up that symbol, done. Not, I want the equip, oh, 9 at a time, double click the equip. You want to, yes, okay, go back, 9 more, okay. Because our inventories are a shit show, man. This is what I was, this is exactly the thing I was saying that they should do. Was it a month ago? When I was complaining about like all the hoops, you know, that well, back when I was starting with the questionnaire a little bit, right? Like one of the things that I had as a major problem is it doesn't seem like doing the thing that they tell you have to do is actually the requirement, is the labor required to get the reward. But the thing you have to do is go to the NPC, start the quest, do the quest, get the reward, and then fumble with the reward. That's actually the whole quest. You know, and I want them to trim it on the edges there. Make the activation quicker. They already did that, right? You could do one click, start all the dailies on your character. Now, I think they can trim it more and just automatically start dailies as the day of resets, so you don't have to do that physically anymore. But, you know, people talked about, like, maybe you don't want to do certain dailies on certain characters. And then for the rewards, again, there should be windows to capture the rewards, right? Because you might want to take it on different characters, but it should be like 7 windows per quest reward to be like, oh, thank you, you did it, yes, do you want it, yeah, because it's like 4 windows, 5 windows for every single quest, and then there's 6 quests, so now there's 30 windows instead of just 1 window per quest. Like, hey, you did it, do you want to get the EXP and the rewards here? 1 of 3 options, boom. Like 1, the other, or 4 options. 1, the other, both, neither, boom, done, you know? Because I think that is what led to a lot of people just skipping a lot of things in this game, is because there are just too many windows with like fluff text, so people just skip through everything. But then when you skip through everything, you also miss all the important information. If you know that it's distilled to only the important information and it's only a few screens, people will be more likely to read it, because that is the necessary stuff to know. But yeah, so this is a good step. Like, you get the symbols, cool, double click, level up the symbol, boom, done. Not the extra in between into your equip window. This also means that if you have a long time to level your next symbol, you can start saving all of your vouchers now in GMS, right? Until you have like a stack of like a few hundred, maybe even 1,000. And then when this change goes through, double click and just have them go in there in one go and have the symbol maxed, rather than having to 9 or 10 or however little inventory space you have at a time, move them over and then double click them again. So a lot of manual labor can be saved in the near future. It has 1,000,000 Maple points, the special mission 1. 1,000,000, ooh, nice. You can use multiple medals of honor at one time. That's also very nice. If you have 2 or more medals of honor in your inventory, you can choose how many you want to use at the same time. I usually just put them on a hotkey and hold it down, but it's also nice. That's a lot of unit damage skins on one character, jeez. Maximum number of damage skins have been increased from 60 to 96. Damage skin and writing vouchers item tooltips will now display if you already have them or not. Okay, that's pretty useful since there's so many of them. Mystery monster eggs of the monster bloom have been improved, so they can also register 4 and 5-star rank monsters, but it has a percentage distribution on the item, so that's at least transparent. And monster registration rates, yep. Using certain consumable items that let you choose an item, you can now close the dialogue that is displayed with the escape key. Using pet equipment, stat transfer scroll to extract the items transferred. Then at the same set, you can no longer use the scroll. Cool. Hilla School Nurse's name has been changed. Why? Oh, so map changes. Karsteon area hunting grounds terrain has been improved. Some big old maps. I love when I try to put the whole background on, you'll always get like weird artifacts and layering stuff. These monsters are getting pretty big, huh? You get your Nightwalker to 285 already? No, the maps do look really nice, yeah. Guess I'll hit 290 this summer when I'm off. Just randomly get to 290. Certain UI and tooltips have been changed so that they use maple points instead of maple points. Maple Guide UI's boss content, but difficulties have been adjusted. Yeah. This is, it's quite different from now. Did they adjust Lotus downward? They put Gloom and Darknell closer together because they removed the orbs from Darknell. I feel like Darknell is still, Gloom is a 245 boss and Darknell is a 255 boss. But I guess yeah, with everything getting crunched together, Hard Lotus and Hard Damien on the same level for 2 stars, and then Hard Lucid, Hard Will in the same one for 3 stars. Wait, so Hard Damien is getting demoted from 6 stars to 3? That's how arbitrary that list is. Chaos and Normal. So Normal, Chaos Slime is getting taken down from 7 stars down to 4. And Verisilla from 6 down to 4. And then Chaos and Hard, yeah, this is the arbitrary star system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From 8 stars down to 5. 8, 4, 5, 6 for Hard. Because also, like, I mean, they start with like these gray stars, right? Then they go to the bronze stars. Once they pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the bronze stars go to 4, 5, 6, 7 as well. Why 7? I don't know if I know. Then they go to silver stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then 8, 9? For some reason. And then they go to gold stars and they start at 3. If you're doing an arbitrary scale, that's just a ordinal scale, you cannot skip ranks. That's not how that works. You're the one who decides what the ranks are. But then you can't like arbitrarily skip numbers because then they mean even less. You have 3, 5, 7. No, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What am I looking at? This is like the Star Force in the European servers on the like level 0 sword that had like 18,000 weapon attack. That's what this looks like. Like go from like 1 to 5 or something, or like 1 to 7, I guess, if you need to. And then once you reach stronger than that, you go to the next rank. 1 to 7, 1 to 7, 1 to 7. It's such an inconsistent scale. It goes up to fucking 14. It starts at 3, skips 1, 2, and 4. And this one is probably only 12. It skips 13. Yeah. So maybe they noticed that as well. It seems like they start at 1 star for normal Kalos. Was that? Easy Kalos and Hard Seren is in there. Okay. And this goes up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of course, yeah. As you would. This is why all tier lists are just so utterly useless. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there it is. Going one at a time. And then 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. With Extreme Culling still way up there because she's crazy difficult. Yeah, so with Extreme Lotus in a league of his own in between normal Kalos and normal Culling. Level 285. And but no sacred or arcane bonus to the damage. So remember that. That's a pretty big part of you know, what your damage numbers are going to look like and how you want to look at the HP of the boss. Maple Gods, that's what we talked about. And then Legion Artifact UI mission refresh button has been added that lets you update an artifact special mission that has already been completed by the current character so that it can be completed. Oh, so just like achievements, I guess. In Legion Artifact UI, the special mission complete the High Mountain quest sorting location has been changed. Okay. Well, more about this in 2 months. Event achievements. Is that a trophy case to put items into? These are a bunch of banners. Oh, so they are going to give some utility. Okay. And then put into memory, I guess, as soon as the event is over. So there are no achievement points associated with them. That's what... That's... I think that's a good thing. Like, the achievement is just for a reward. It's not for a... it's not for achievement points, because then your achievement points get inflated, then as soon as the event is over, it gets put into memory, and then the achievement points get subtracted again. Like, that's not useful. Yeah. They're just making their own progression grid. They're changing where the bosses are based on progression. Yeah, no, that's true, but I think just the base system was a little bit shitty. You see things from other games. And you also see that in the mini games that we saw, is that some of the assets are just pulled from other games, so they look really awkward, like they are from a different game, because they just literally are. Depending on events duration, you can check ongoing events and past events. You can no longer acquire achievement points from event achievements. New event achievements will continue to be added forward. That's good. Display case chairs, which can be acquired by completing event and ornaments, so can be used by decorate. Display case chairs have been added. Display case chairs let you arrange the ornaments you acquired and as desired before you sit on it. Story content. Oh, storybook? Hello? In the Maple Chronicle Book of the Beginning, Flora and Anima content has been added. The content will be unlocked if you have at least one character that has completed the following achievements in the same world. Book of Adele, Ilium, Kali, Ark, Lara, or Ho Young. There's some lore shit, bro. A token of content you can enter as a level 100 or higher character that has completed the quest. As a 0 character has completed Chapter 2, you can access the Dimensional Library through the Maple Guide or the Dimensional Mirror. Dimensional Mirror. Here's the updated story concept. Ooh. Nate looking at Kevin when Kevin forgot to bring the wine from the store on his way home. Following jobs, day after cutscene dialogue has been changed. Lotus's pants. Okay. Like have a content, certain NPC appearances and illustrations have been changed, and the story mode Lotus has been changed. Skill fixes. In ethereal form, the pet auto buff would be used differently than the HP warning indicator setting. If your MP was consumed multiple times when using certain origin skills, the changed skills are as follows. Oh. MP consumed multiple times. Oh. Well, if your MP was disappearing and you're one of these classes, 6 months, baby. Awkward, description, icon, description, issue, skill effects. Fix an issue where resonance would sometimes close the client. That's always a bad line to hear. Oh, is this R changed because his hands were open and then it looked like he was doing pinch hands? Is that why? Are they gonna sue Lego next for all of the hands and all the characters being like this? Link skill. Sometimes the damage boost effect will not be applied. Abyssal Recall was used or instantly ended at the same time as certain enemies attack. Sometimes the damage would not be applied. Oh my god, yes! Ho Young fixed an issue where the character would look awkward all the time, using certain skills after applying shapeshift skill effect. Quest changes, never interesting. Item changes. Max always highlights these if they are important, but it doesn't seem like there is anything super important here, because he knows the game very well. Maps, some high epic super dungeon stuff. Fix an issue where certain platforms were broken. UI changes, that's always pretty small stuff. Oh, highlighted. Or boldened. If you use the character preset while the ability and hyperstat windows are open, the changed information will now be displayed immediately in the UIs. Oh yeah, you don't have to close it and reopen it to see the changes. Okay, that's nice. Again, it's something that I would expect at day one, but achievement. Fix an issue where the Book of Resistance achievement was not completed even after completing their goal quests. Oh yeah, let's see if I can see the tweet from Max from this. And then just retweet that. There you go. Spread his reach. The client size has been partially reduced through sound file optimization. Nice. Okay, good. So yeah, that's only half the update. That's the smallest half of the update. The other half of the update is the entire 21st anniversary with all of the mini games, all of the rewards, all of the shops, all of the blah 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 blah. And every year they're trying to like outdo themselves. So what are you expecting for that? At least one level up potion up to 270. Oh god, what else? Probably like 4 magnificent growth potions, I'm gonna say. At least 2 level selector potions, about 200 extreme growth potions, 300 black flames, and about 1,000 arcane symbols / 200 sacred symbols, something like that. They changed Lotus to be a guy now because he's wearing pants. I think it's also... It might have been one of the things as well that they wanted to make it a little bit more clear that Lotus was a guy, and that gave him a chance for the art as well, instead of being like, hey, it's a dude, by the way, to be like, to make it just more obvious through the art that he's like slightly more masculine than before. Remember the year when there were only 50 nodes in a major event? Yeah, hopefully more nodes and more EXP nodes, I hope. But yeah, let me know about your hopes for the anniversary event and your thoughts on the Lotus remaster here in the general direction they're taking with the bosses. How you feel about the heart and I guess the positioning of the boss fight as well. Then making it an extreme for a pitched, where the other, you know, permanent pitched items are all coming from bosses way lower level. Like if you compare Sea Gloom to get a permanent ring to Extreme Lotus to getting a permanent heart. Does that feel fair? Does that feel unfair to you? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next video next week, where we go over the next post for Max over at Orangemushroom.net, and hopefully we'll have all the details of the 21st anniversary there and see what Korea's up to next. Thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you on the next one.